Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of A Happy Moment. My name is Dan, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today. You listened a few weeks ago. I promised I was going to do a preview of the five-star GP in Stardom, which is one of its premier events. And this year, the event is bigger than ever. There's 26 competitors, and so I can't do it alone. I needed some help. So please welcome to the show, Italy. Hi, Italy.
Hi, Dan. I,
Thank you.
I,
Thank you for joining me today.
thank you for
So,
having me.
no problem. So, let me start by asking you, how long have you been watching Stardom?
So, actually, watching it, I would say about 2 years. But of course, being a wrestling fan, you know about other promotion in the world. So, of course, I heard about Mayu, Io when she was there, Kairi. So, already knew what was Stardom. Then, when I started beginning this fan page thing, as I made friends with a lot of people on the community that they started talking about Stardom, and they told me about Giulia. She's Italian, no?
Yep. Yep.
Italian Japanese. So I said, oh, interesting having somebody from Italy or being half Italian. So I started watching, and I like it. It's really fun. So see, yes, 2 years that
Okay.
I'm watching every time.
So, is wrestling very popular in Italy?
Wrestling was very popular during the 90s, early 2000. But then, because the wrestling, Raw was on the pay TV, you have to pay to watch Raw, and SmackDown was free on the national TV. So SmackDown, everybody used to watch SmackDown. And here was like a trend, not to watch, everybody used to watch wrestling. We had stores selling, the cards, the mini belts,
Yeah.
toys. You remember the journals? They used to say like today is SmackDown after after this, all that stuff, and the paper was alright. And but after what a certain Chris Benoit did, Italy decided to cut every ties with wrestling because everybody used to say, it's bad, it makes the kids wanna do crazy shit stuff and all that. So they canceled SmackDown on the national TV, and but Raw stayed on the pay TV, and then that pay TV is Sky Sport. I think you know Sky Sport. SmackDown since then was on Sky Sport, and whoever had pay TV used to follow over there. But over the years, really went down.
It's crazy how things started to decline after the Benoit situation. Of course, it
Yes,
was extremely tragic. It's
it was a shock for everybody. Over here,
yeah.
even over here, we made it on the news, they did the news. They said Chris Benoit did that. Then a few days, they said Chris Benoit actually did what he did, and not shortly after that, they canceled it. Everything was gone, even from the stores. Everything.
Does Italy have is there a way for you to watch NXT over there?
No, yes, yes. Sky Sport used to show SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. But Sky Sport, I would say 2 years ago, removed the WWE and bought AEW. So Sky Sport right now is Dynamite and Rampage, while WWE ended up on Discovery Channel. It's called here, DMAX, and there over there is Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
Okay. I'm trying to think of any wrestlers right now in the WWE. I think there's Fabian Eichner. I believe he's Italian.
Fabian is from the northern of Italy. Where he's from, the region, the first language is actually German.
Oh,
And yes, if you hear him speak Italian, sometimes he may make some mistakes because it's not his first language. Over there in that region, they speak German. And it's strange, but it's like,
Yeah.
in Canada, there are regions where they speak French and not English.
Yeah, that's
Like that.
true.
It's full Italian. Right now, full Italian, and there aren't, but there are obviously people who have Italian descent in Italy. Actually, you say descent, like Liv Morgan, Mandy Rose, Sonia, who else? Even Roman Reigns, I didn't know this, but his mother is Italian.
I didn't know that either. I just assumed
I
he was
was
full Samoan.
Yeah, I was shocked when I heard about that. Like, what? It's full of of Italian, of people that have Italian. There is
So
one guy. If you watch New Japan, his name is Francesco Akira. He's currently the IWG Junior Tag Team Champion with TJP, and he's Italian. He's full Italian. He's 23 years old, and he's doing big things over there.
okay, cool. Who would you say is your all-time favorite wrestler?
All time, I would say, because is the reason why I started watching wrestling back in like 2003. I'd say John Cena. Obviously, is not the most loved, but when I was a kid, I used to watch him go dressed like a old jersey, like NFL, NBA. I thought he was so cool, and I said, "Ah, that's my guy," and I never left. Even though,
Okay.
yes, yes, during those age where he used to change his shirt every 2 months with different colors and be
Mhm.
super Cena.
I've never been a fan of John Cena, but I can understand
I
the appeal.
understand. Understand. Yes, I would
Alright.
say John Cena definitely, and AJ Style.
Ah,
Those
okay,
are my
that's a
two
good
favorites.
choice.
Yes.
Yeah, I like AJ.
After WWE kind of disappeared from like the national TV in Italy, so because everybody used to love wrestling, they try to put like some other stuff. Like, they put the TNA, and I remember I used to say zapping that watching through zapping through TV channels and stuff. I came across this channel that, and on the in the ring there was like Kurt Angle, Christian, Sting, Aegis. They were over there. I said, "What the hell? Kurt Angle? Oh my God, he's over here. Christian is over here." Then of course, I didn't know AJ Styles. I didn't know Sting. These people. And I started watching TNA, and I loved TNA, and AJ Styles was definitely my favorite.
At TNA at one time, it's crazy. They had a pretty stacked roster over there.
Yes,
Uh,
TNA was awesome back in the days. Then it went all downhill because of post-COVID and
yeah.
Bischoff and all this stuff.
Yeah, I never really watched TNA, but that's what I've heard a lot of people say is Hogan and Bischoff kinda made things go downhill over there, but it sounds like they're kinda making a little bit of a comeback. I know a lot of people that watch it right now. Might have to check that out.
I would say they have some talent over there. Obviously, though, they have, when something, it's in the good that people say, "Ah, I don't want to watch it anyway." But sometimes people should watch it, should try at least to watch. Maybe they love it.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
I personally don't watch it, but I know what happens over there. They have like a collaboration with New Japan, so there's always like the Bullet Club over there. They had the world champion Jay Wyatt, but the ratings is still bad for them.
yeah, hopefully they can turn it around because competition is
Yeah.
good.
Yes, competition makes good to everybody.
What did you think of Vince McMahon retiring?
Well, I think it was time. It was like in
Uh,
77.
mhm,
So obviously, I see a lot of people hate. I'm like, is the reason why everybody watch wrestling, no? Thanks
yeah,
to him, he made wrestling worldwide. But now in 2022, I think it was was the right time to retire, even though we know the right reason why he retired.
yes.
And and I hope Triple H can do better. Jack can do real good stuff.
Yeah, it was definitely time for Vince to retire, and I think we're gonna slowly start to see the WWE start to rebound a little bit.
Hope
So
Triple H signs somebody who makes like some, how you say, some partnership with somebody. Like I wouldn't mind like a WWE New Japan or WWE AEW. Or like they always want Evolution, the pay per view with all women.
mhm,
Like I wouldn't mind something like that with WWE and Stardom, for example.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, like I think Triple H can be the guy that does this stuff like that because Vince is the one who's closer with his mind. Is everything has to be WWE, WWE. Triple H was always more open minded. He always did stuff with the indies. So who knows?
Yeah, I think Vince got a little out of touch, so it'll be interesting to
Yeah.
see what happens moving forward. But right now, let's jump into the five-star GP here. All right.
Yep.
Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, this is the biggest field that they've ever had for this. There's 26
Mhm.
wrestlers altogether, and let's take a look at the red block first here. I'm just going to give a quick rundown of who's competing in the red block. And for those of you who aren't familiar with this, the five-star GP is a round robin tournament where you win a match, you get 2 points. If it's a draw, you get 1 point. And then at the end, the person with the most points in the red block and the blue block will compete in the finals. So let's run down the competitors in the red block here. We've got Utami Hayashishita, Azumi, Shuri, Tam Nakano, Unagi Sayaka, Kogama, Maika, Himeka, Mai Sakurai. Tekla was supposed to be in it, but I think she's still dealing with an injury, so she's replaced by Momo Kogo
Mom.
of Stars. Then we got Saki Kashima, Risa Sera of Prominence, and Saki from Colors. So, Italy, let me ask you, is there anything in the red block that stands out to you right away?
I would say that there are some good matchup. And if you saw today was the first day of the 5-star GP.
Mhm.
We already have. I don't want to say really upset, but it's still big. Imeka defeated Utami.
Oh, that's pretty big.
Yeah. I like Himeka. People sometimes they just put it like in the artist stardom division, just tag and they forget about it. But she can go. Obviously, Shuri is fantastic. She's a badass.
She was last year's
Uh,
winner, wasn't she?
yes, last year winner. Today she defeated Azumi in another great match. But I don't know if any of these people are gonna win. I think somebody from the blue block is gonna win this year.
I always have a hard time betting against Shuri whenever she's involved in a match.
Yeah,
Shuri,
yes.
the current red
Shuri
belt
is
champion.
kind she's kinda unbeatable when it comes to one-on-one match.
So do you think
Yes,
that Himeka can be at the top in this? I mean, she's the most biggest and probably the strongest person in the block. How well do you think she's going to do overall?
Imek. This year they kinda give her a little push. They kinda did when she faced Shuri. She I think she beat Shuri in the was she beat or she defeated or she draw with Shuri in the I think she draw in the Cinderella tournament and they made her go against her for the title. I don't think they gotta give her this kind of push because I think, if I'm correct, whoever wins the GP gets a shot at the pay per view Kingdom, and that's like in December, if I remember.
I think
And I
so.
don't know. I don't think Mecca can all the way, but I think she can. They can make her do well. Like she can get some wins, Like it's like today she defeated Utami. Utami was champion for what? 400 bucks. They
Yeah, she was champion
still
for
big.
just about all of last year.
And they're still big, you know. She defeated Utami.
One of the other big names in the red block is, of course, Tom Nakano from the Cosmic Angels.
Yes.
She's
But,
she's one of the top competitors in the
definitely,
promotion right now. I think
definitely.
she's got to be a threat to win it.
Yes, she's amazing. And what they're doing with Cosmic Angels, like they give them colors and boy, they're definitely pushing them or at least making them one of the strongest unit this year. Tam is amazing, obviously. She's one of the best. If I would say she's top three of the Stardom, and yes, she can be a winner. She can win the tournament and then go against Yuri again. Maybe win it.
I do want to give a brief mention to Tekla's replacement, Momo Kogo. Uh,
Yes.
well, first of all, I was pretty disappointed about hearing that Tekla is still injured. She's made a big impact since she joined Stardom at the beginning of the year, and she's one of my favorites. But Momo Kogo, she's still pretty new, but showing some flashes of being really good. Did you see a few weeks ago she challenged Azumi for the high speed belt? That was a really good match.
Yes. I want to say that when I saw that Momo was in the tournament, I was kind of sad because she can go. She's really good, you know. And obviously, Tekla is good too. It's unfortunately that she can't be in the tournament, but I'm really happy for Momo because I like Momo Coco. She can go. I like her.
Yeah,
And
she
yes, that match with, with Tatsumi was really good. Like really, you know, fast, smooth, a- and they did some great moves. I hope because today she lost to Mai Sakurai. I really hope they can give her some good, I would say, exposition with this tournament, so more people gets you know can see how really good she is.
I don't expect her to
Like,
probably win a single match in this, but I think it'll be a good
yeah,
experience for her moving forward.
she's gonna lose almost every match. At least maybe a draw somewhere down the line, but she ain't gonna win a lot of matches,
No, I don't think
unfortunately.
so. So, Italy, what is your prediction for the winner of the red block? Who's gonna emerge out of this block on top?
Mm, you know what? I think Tam Nakano because I'll tell you later when we talk about the blue block. I
Okay.
see Tam Nakano.
All right.
She's gonna. I think Tam Nakano gonna like you know when they do like the final, they have like a semi-final match, like the last match before doing the actual final match. I
Yes.
think that that semi-final match would be a Suri against Tam, and Tam probably gonna beat Suri and go in the final. I think that they're, you know, I'm probably gonna be wrong, but I think it's gonna be like that.
You know, I think I'm going to probably gonna agree with you on this. I think Tom Nakano is probably gonna come out on top. I know Shuri's on fire right now, but it's hard enough winning the 5-star GP one year, let alone doing it back to back, so I'm not sure she can pull
Yes.
that off.
And plus, she's the champion, you know. I don't think they're gonna make her win everything.
If she does win, I would definitely would not be
Oh, yeah,
surprised.
yes, she's amazing. So she deserves if she wins.
Alright, so let's jump on over to the blue block now. So in the blue block, we have Mayu Iwatani, Saya Ida, Hanan, Hazuki, Starlight Kid, Momo Watanabe, Natsupoi, Mina Shirakawa, Saya Kamatani, Julia, Mirai, Amisore, and Suzu Suzuki. What do you think, Italy?
I would say, like the people always say on the internet, this block is stacked.
Yes, it
Like
is.
it's really stacked. You don't know who's gonna win this because it's full of talent. of great wrestlers. Like I can say maybe one or two people are not that good, but most of them are amazing. So I really don't know. Today, Mirai defeated Mayu, so he's already kind of an upset.
Yeah, okay.
Mm. Azuki defeated Julia. Who else? I think Ami defeated Saya, Lida. So they're already doing good.
All right, I was just gonna ask, are you a fan of Julia?
Yes, big fan of Julia, of course. You know, I will say one because she's half Italian, of course, but you know she's really good. You know, how often people say she's not that good, but I think she's actually good. I think personally it will be fitting for the storyline if she goes in the final against Tam. You know the history between them.
Yes.
Maybe Julia wins it. Then she goes facing Shuri, and you know the story about Shuri and Julia. So it will
Yes.
be fitting for the storyline. Personally, I will do that. But you know,
And I believe Julia missed last year's 5-star with the GP, didn't she? Or
yes,
what, sorry, with an
no, she,
injury.
she yes, she was competing in it. She left it like couple of the way. She had an injury and she left it. So this is actually her first full. If I hope she doesn't get injured, this is her first full tournament. So I hope because this year they didn't book Julia strong like 2020, 2021. This year she was she's doing like the teacher for Mai Sakurai. So she has been
Mhm.
losing a lot of matches because of that. You know, she always does tag team matches and they always lose.
I hate to tell you this, but I am not a fan of Julia, and I
I
I'll tell
understand.
I'll tell you why. I do think she's very talented. She's definitely one of the top wrestlers in Stardom, but my dislike for Julia goes back to a match that she had early last year with Starlight Kid. After the match,
Oh, I
Julia
understand.
got some scissors and she cut Kid's mask off, and I have disliked her ever since because Starlight Kid is my favorite in Stardom, and I have
No,
not
she's
forgiven her
amazing.
for that.
Yes, that was truly a heel move. She ripped off her mask. I understand. And
Yeah.
yes, Starlight Kid is awesome too. So I understand your love for her.
Until someday, if Starlight ever forgives Julia, then maybe I will too, but until that point, yeah. But, also on the topic of Julia, we have, uh, a really big matchup in this block when Julia eventually comes face to face with Natsupoi. How do you think that's gonna
Mhm.
play out?
Like today, they did the match with Azuki. They had like the story that Azuki was her first was Julia's debut match, and Julia like I already saw some photos, so I didn't watch the match back then. It was like Julia beating the living hell out of her. So the story was that that they have some history, and in the match they were beating the shit. I can say now. Uh,
No, you're fine.
okay, they're beating the shit out of each other. And I can only imagine what Julia can do to Poi. Poor Poi.
Yeah, that was when Natsupoi made that decision to leave Donna Del Mondo and join the Cosmic Angels, that was a pretty emotional moment, and,
Yes.
Julia and also Himeka, neither one of them took it very well. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens when Natsupoi and Julia clash later on. There's a lot of like you said earlier, this block is stacked, there's a lot of interesting things going on here. One person who I think is a little bit of a dark horse maybe that I wouldn't be surprised to see them do really well is Suzu Suzuki from Prominence.
Mhm.
She's from what I've seen of her, she's very talented. Prominence is
Yes.
kind of a, I guess you'd call 'em an outsider group right now. She's she's shown me a lot so far. Do you see Suzu winning very many matches here?
So Suzu is like 20 years old, and if you notice her back, she's full of cuts and stuff. She does a lot of death matches. They call that in Japan, and I think she's really good in ring. I think when she gonna face eventually she gonna face Julia. You know the hatred between them.
Yes.
That match gonna be great. I share very strong style. I would say in Japan, and I think Suzu gonna have a lot of great matches in this tournament. You know, in the blue block, you know, they have Momo. Imagine Momo versus Suzu, Suzu
Yeah.
against Starlight Kid, Mayu. Those are great matches. You know,
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's just so many good possibilities here, and one of the exciting things about the 5-star GP is that in Stardom they do a lot of tag team matches. So when there's singles matches, it kind of makes it feel more exciting, you know?
they do have sometimes even too much, too many, too many tag team matches. And having your one-on-one matches that are kind of like these are kind of rare because when are you going to see Suzu against Momo? Like they're both heels. They don't have like a feud. They won't have any feud going on because both are heels. So this is like is a one time thing. At least for now, it's great to see some matches like that. You know,
Yeah, there's a lot to look forward here. And then, you can't discount the veteran Mayu Iwatani. She's been with Stardom
I
since the beginning.
I have to say Mayu is my favorite in Stardom. She's the goat.
So you're gonna be
She's
rooting
amazing.
for Mayu when she fights Julia?
Whoever wins it, I'm good. I'm good with whatever result. You
I
heard
mean,
the news about the new championship?
yeah, the women's IWGP.
Yes. So you see, you know, Mayu as the SWA, but she isn't defending it because of the rule the title has, no? That only the people from other nation. I think
Yeah,
they're gonna end up unifying those titles like the SWA and the IWGP because the SWA they're not using it. It's like she only has it to walk around. She only has in the division unless she goes overseas. She only has Julia competing again or Tekla. You know, Julia for the SWA competes under Italy, no? And of course, Tekla is Austrian and Suri is Philippine, but Suri, you know, is champion, so she won facing Mayu.
hey, don't forget about Fukigen Death. Didn't they have a
Yeah,
SWA title match under the pretense that Fukigen was an alien, so she was eligible to
yes,
compete?
she's from Mars or something.
No, I agree with you though. I wish they would retire the SWA belt or unify it with the IWGP, just because it's hardly ever used. I just don't think
Unless
it's
Mayu goes
necessary.
overseas. Unless Mayu goes overseas or they have the people from, you know, other nation coming from in Stardom, that title is not gonna be used. Unless or Julia wins it. Then if Julia wins it, they can use for everybody. But I don't think she's gonna win it. I
No.
think they're gonna give the first IWGP Women's Champion to Mayu because she's been there forever. She's their John Cena, I would say. They're gonna give it to her. Then I think she's gonna unifying it with SWA. So they retired SWA. They have that championship because they said that championship is not really gonna be used in Stardom, only in like New Japan show that have Stardom in it. Like they go overseas. and they bring some Stardom talent, then they're gonna use that championship for matches. I'm happy about that. Is no, not the championship. I don't really care about the championship. I'm happy that Stardom can go like New Japan show overseas and get some
That'll be
great
exciting.
exploit. Even AEW, even though AEW with the women's, they don't really show a lot of them.
Who knows, with Triple H in charge of the WWE, maybe
Yeah,
we'll even see a
yeah.
collaboration with them now. I think he'd be open to it.
I, I really hope. Like Triple H, I believe Triple H is more open minded. And if you ever wanna do something like that, you remember you did Mayan Classic, the
Yeah,
tournament, no? He had
yeah.
a lot of people from the Indies though over there. And he brought Io and Kyrie to WWE. So I think he loves Stardom.
I think so. That'd be definitely cool to see the IWGP defended in a WWE ring. Um,
If it ever happens, Triple H is the only guy who can do it. Like New Japan or even AEW, a collaboration with them, he's the only guy who can do it. Because Vince McMahon, forget about it. He will
although,
never do. You prefer die rather than they do this.
I was very surprised back in, I think it was 2016 when the WWE, they actually had a match with Jushin Thunder Liger. I'm
It's,
curious to know
yes.
how that took place, or whose idea that was.
I heard that Triple H, I think it's a rumor though, that he might change NXT back to what it was. Question, do you like this NXT?
Honestly, I have not seen any of it. So, well, there was a period of time where I did not have access to the internet, so I wasn't watching
Okay.
NXT. So I'm a couple years behind in my NXT viewing right now. I'm still in 2020, so
Okay.
I
Do you
haven't
like
got up
it?
to that point yet.
Do you like 2020 NXT or even before?
Oh yeah, yeah, that was the best thing in WWE.
They had the women's division for me at the time, like 2019, for me was the best in the world. Like the Io, Rhea, Bianca, who's there? No, Kyrie wasn't there anymore. Dakota, Candice LeRae. They have so many amazing women. They did the great matches. Io against Candice LeRae, magic.
Yeah,
He did some great
yeah, I
matches.
remember that
Great
match.
matches. I
What's
hope Triple H sign Candice back. WWE really needs good women right now. SmackDown is for the women is trash.
They could definitely use some new additions.
Yes, and with Triple H, they're definitely gonna be used better.
Mhm. Italy, what's your prediction for the Blue Block?
Like I said, I think Mirai is gonna win a lot of matches because I feel they gonna push her. I think they really like Mirai. Of course, Mayu gonna do her thing. Starlight Kid. Like it's difficult to predict who's gonna lose because they're all good. They're all amazing. The group in this group, you only have like I think Hanan, Mina. Who else that is not at that level?
Saya Ida, probably.
Saya. Yeah, those people are gonna lose so many matches. I'm sorry.
No,
And
that's true.
yes, I think the only rookie who's gonna do well is Amy Soray because I think she only lost like 2 matches in Stardom right now. I feel like they're very how you say they really like her. I don't think she's gonna do a lot of wins, but she's gonna do some upset. I think for the winner, it's either Julia or Starlet Kid because Momo faced Shuri like what 2 weeks ago, and she lost. Then Mayu, she already won the GP. She won a lot, so I don't think they're gonna make her win again. Who else? Mirai, like I said, she's gonna win a lot, but I don't think they're gonna make her win the tournament. I think the one that really fits for the storyline, again, even though you don't like her, I think it's Julia. Julia can fit the storyline of like beating whoever wins the red block and then goes against Yuri at Kingdom or wherever it's gonna be and finally beat her. I don't know. I think, for the storyline, I think it can be good. Then okay, everybody can win for me because they're all like great wrestlers.
So you're saying it's gonna be Julia versus Tom Nakano in the final?
Yes, it's gonna be like that because I don't know, it fits if you think about it, Both, even though it doesn't really matter. Like last year, the final was Momo and Shuri. That's random, but I think for the story, it can be good if they have Julia against Tam, like they hate each other. They even now they're gonna continue this like with Donna Del Mondo and Cosmic Angel. They're gonna continue this. This ain't over, So they're always gonna feud again, again, and again, and again. So it can be fit. They face each other, and Julia then goes and have to face Shuri. It can be fit, but then again, it really doesn't matter the storyline. Whoever whoever can go and in the final.
Yeah, there's just so many possibilities here. I think
Mhm.
I'm going to go with right, this is tough. I'm gonna go ahead and say Hazuki. She has a lot of
That's
skill.
interesting.
It's not a name that you might expect to win, but I
Yes.
think she's gonna surprise a lot of people. So Hazuki and Tom in the finals, and I'll say Tom Nakano wins it all.
Yeah. I think Yasuki is very good. Sometimes they don't talk about her, but she's really good. She's been there. Like she left. I don't remember when she left, but she left for some time. But she was there kind of in the beginning of Stardom, like 2013, I say. So she's really good, and she can go. If she goes in the final, and it's not shocking. Like she's really good.
I really want it to be Starlight Kid, but I don't know if she's ready quite yet. I, I expect her to do pretty well, but I'm not sure if she's ready to take the victory yet overall. But it'll be
What
interesting to
about
watch and see.
what about the final between Azumi and Starlight Kid?
I think that would be an instant classic.
Yes, that's a 5 star. Like people will say, that's a 5 star, 5 star match. But they're still young. Like they're like 20, 21. So I don't. I think maybe it's too soon, even though they're amazing.
There's just too many big names in this to really say for sure who I think is going to win. And we
Yes.
haven't even really talked about the white belt champion Saya Kamatani. She's in the blue
Yeah.
block also.
If you saw, you said you saw my tweets and everything. I
Yeah,
said Saya for me this year is the women's of the year. Like they do that award for all the wrestler in the world. I think she's the wrestler of the year. I know, but I had people telling me, "What the hell are you saying? Who the hell is Saya?" Because they say, "Who the hell is what the hell is Stardom?" Because people only watch WWE. They always say that. I said this. I will continue say it. Saya for me is the women's wrestler of the year, woman wrestler of the year, because she's all her defenses for the championship have been really, really great matches. And if you saw today, she's gonna defend the title against Kyrie. And that
oh,
is gonna be another Eastern Classic.
yeah. Saya's definitely been on fire, and that should be a very, very good match that she has with Kyrie.
Yes. Yes. They're gonna do a great match. And I think Saya's gonna win. So I think it's like ninth defense. And I don't know who's gonna beat her for that championship for wrestling. She's doing amazing. And I hope she wins the damn women's of the year because if you see WWE, honestly, there's like you can think about somebody who's really doing so well. Like you think I don't know Bianca, yeah, she did a great match with Becky at WrestleMania, but then she had feuds with Carmella. Honestly, Carmella, she's not good for me. And that match was boring. Then Becky has been losing a lot even though she won now the against Asuka, now she's gonna do with Bianca. But I don't think either of them should be winning that award. Saya should win it.
It'll be
Um,
interesting to see what happens there.
yes, Saya is amazing.
She has that Phoenix Splash, which is a very wonderful move to watch.
Yes,
Uh,
she. I love her. Like she's kind of like Ma. She's so good in the ring, but she's goofy. She like you see Mayu is always tripping over stuff, over misspelling stuff. Same thing with
yes.
Saya. They're really funny. They're I say unintentionally funny.
What would you say to someone that has never watched Stardom before? Why should they start watching it?
If you love wrestling, I think if you really really love wrestling, I think you should watch other stuff too, like not only WWE, because there's so much wrestling, everywhere that like you can watch WWE, you can watch AEW, you can watch Stardom, you can watch in Japan, and other promotion. If you love wrestling, those are great promotion that really do a lot of great matches and you enjoy. Then, of course, if we talk about Stardom, for me, what made me watch Stardom is the fact everybody's good. Like it's really good. It's really good. The women's over there, they are young and strong, really great in ring talent. Like when I started watching, Azumi was like 19, and
Yeah.
I know Azumi is there like since she was 13, I think. And she's ever since I watched her, she's the same. She was amazing back then, that she's amazing now. Like it's incredible. Then you have Starlight Kid. Honestly, when I started watching Stardom, Starlight Kid was like at the back was like a Mayo sidekick. She was
Mhm.
there. She was so good already, but she wasn't doing that much. When she turned heel, oh my god, she really reached a higher level. She's so good. And Momo too. Momo when she was in Queen's Quest, she was good obviously. But I always watched like people talking about Queen's Quest. They always put Momo at the end. Like Momo deserved more recognition, no? When she betrayed them and went to Oedo Tai, and she really shown like she can do this new part really well because she really like sadistic. I would say she goes around with that wrench, and then you have Mayu, you have Julia, you have Shuri, Tam. I don't know.
So
You
much
have so
talent.
many so much talent, I can't even choose who I prefer. Like I love Mayu at the top forever, but then I like everybody. Like for me, if somebody wins the championship, I'm not mad because I probably love that wrestler. So I'm happy either way, whoever wins it, because I love so many in Stardom that I'm happy with whoever wins it. I like this thing with the unit. They have like Cosmic Angel, Queen's
Yeah.
Quest.
Everybody's in a unit.
Yeah, I like that thing. And of course, I'm a Donna Del Mondo fan for obvious reason. I think Donna Del Mondo, though, is not doing really well right now.
They're kind of in a tough place right now.
Yeah, yeah, they lost Mirai, Shuri, and Poi in what 4 or 5 months. They lost those
Yeah.
three great wrestlers, and they only gained Mai Sakurai. Well, I don't really like Mai Sakurai. She definitely improved since joining Stardom. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna give her credit, but she's not that good.
She still has a lot of growing to do, but
I'm happy that Julia is training her, and maybe she can do better.
all right. So Italy, we're gonna wrap things up now. And just to recap, you've got Julia going over Tom Nakano. I've got
Yes.
Tom Nakano going over Hazuki. Today was the
Mhm.
first day. We still got a lot of action to go. I think
Not a lot.
we got a couple months worth. It finishes up in
Yes.
October.
Mhm.
So a lot of exciting action coming up. I'm definitely looking forward to see how things play out. And
Yes.
Italy, Is there anything else that you'd like to mention?
If I can do the shout out.
Absolutely.
You know that usually they say that whoever is like a Joshi Pururesu fan, they say, he's a weirdo. Or, that's stereotype. I have to say that in those 2 years I've been in the community, I've met so many great people that love to talk about wrestling in general. They're not like weirdos, even though unfortunately, I've had some encounter with some weirdos. But I've met these people, and I'm like, I'm very happy that I met these people that I can call them my friend. I've been talking to them like for 2 years now, and if I can, I would say, ciao. Allora, I wanna say hi to my dream catcher bestie Sakura. She's from Japan. She's a great girl, even though she hates me. And and Enrique from Spain is a weirdo. I think you saw this guy because if you go watch Stardom stuff on Twitter, his name is Rio. It's from Indonesia. He talks about Stardom. He's a weirdo too. And then I'll say Ben and Jimo, they're gonna be great wrestlers. If you have Instagram, his page is Ill to Face. Is a big. You're not gonna like it because Paige is basically Julia, so you're not gonna like it. But I wanna say hello to him. He's a great guy from Barbados. Mo, his name is Mo. Undisputed World on Instagram. Talks about wrestling in general. He has a lot of people following him. He is a big Mina fan. I don't know how. He's a big Mina fan. And of course, he likes Britt Baker. He has terrible taste in wrestling. And and last but not least, Natsupoi Basis. This guy's from Ireland. He obviously loves Poi a lot. Understandable. Poi is great, but he's a he's a biggest fan of Maki Ito you ever seen. He's like he has shirts, posters of Maki Ito. He ships them from Japan. He's crazy. And that's about it.
Very cool. And, I think that to the average non-wrestling fan, I think we're
Mhm.
all a little bit of a weirdo to the average
Yeah,
person. And so I think it's important that you have a good community around you. And there's a lot of
yes.
cool people in the wrestling community.
There are so many there. Like, you see tweets, but you obviously don't know them personally. But like you say mutuals, I guess I can see their tweets because like I have friends that likes their tweet. There are so many especially in the Joshi Pururesu community. There are so many great people that talks about the Joshis without being weirdos. Because there are them, and because of them, we have people that only follow like AEW and WWE telling us, you're a weirdo because you watch Japanese wrestlers dressed like a cosplay anime player, while in reality they're not dressed like anime. I
Mhm.
don't know where they get that from.
They probably see 1 or 2 pictures and then just make an assumption
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, that's stupid.
Every fandom has
Yeah,
its trolls.
yeah, yeah. Especially in the wrestling community, whether it's WWE, Joshi, whatever. I think the wrestling community in general is very toxic. Like you can have a conversation with somebody you don't know that they already like start to insult you or whatever, say the most stupidest thing ever. Every time they make wrestlers cancel their Twitter or Instagram because they go insult them for no reason at all. They're very toxic.
That's a shame, and when listening to you talk about that, I haven't been watching Stardom very long, so I didn't really know her, but just listening to you talk about that makes me think of the situation with Hannah Kimura a couple of years ago,
Yeah,
where she was being bullied and unfortunately
yeah.
took her own life. That's Very, very sad.
Yeah, nah, I remember at the time I wasn't watching Stardom, but I know Anna. And I remember I was like on Twitter, I was scrolling down and I see people were starting to put picture of Anna. And I started watching, oh, that's Anna from Stardom, you know? And they were saying that she killed herself. And I said, like, oh my God. Because I think when she died, she was 22, I think. And now I am 23 now and thinking about, that she was kind of my age and she went and did that because of stupid people insulting her, harassing her every damn day. Sometimes people don't realize because every person is different, Personally, if you insult me, I don't care. But I can go and insult somebody else and that person might cry, Every person is different. So especially go every day and telling her you did this, you are that, you're this and that. You can do this stuff to a person, And you see, that poor girl was 22. She ended up killing herself because of dumbasses. And it wasn't even for wrestling. It was for a Netflix show she did. It was a show. It's called like Terrence House, I think. And because she like hit a guy in the show, but it was all you say staged. The program said everybody that was staged just for the views, And the people, dumbasses, stand insulting her for no reason, knowing damn well that was staged. Every time I see a picture of her, I think about her. It makes me pissed thinking about that because of stupid people, we lost a great person because she was a really great person and a great wrestler. She had like everything. She had so many. She was really talented, and she was 22. I have a friend that is a really great fan of Anna. He told me that she was supposed to be in the Mae Young Classic, but the Mayan Classic was canceled 2019. I don't know that if it's true, if it was just a room, but he told me that. He knows stuff, so I believe it. It makes me
It's
pissed.
yeah, it's just why it's important to make sure you find a good group of people and stay
Yes.
positive. Always have to stay positive, try to avoid all that negativity. Very toxic world, unfortunately, so we have to support
Yeah.
each other the best we
I, I,
can.
I'll never understand why people do that. Like, if I hate something, I don't like go to somebody and tell you, oh, you suck. You are this. I keep it for myself, There's
Yeah,
no reason for me to go to that person telling him he sucks or she sucks. I keep it for myself. I don't know why these people have all this urge to go on Twitter and starting insulting people for no reason.
no reason for it all. Definitely uncalled for. Italy, I would like to thank you for coming on the show today. It's been great talking
Thank you.
wrestling with you,
Thank you for
and I'd
having me.
like to yeah, we have to do it again sometime. Maybe at the end of the five-star GP, we can get together and talk about everything that
Yes, yes.
transpired. So thank you
Yes.
very much, and
You
thank you all for listening. It's been great having you here with us today. If you'd like to learn more about the podcast, you can go on Twitter, find me at a happy moment pod. We can talk about wrestling or anything else that you like. Definitely like to hear if you have any predictions about who's going to win the five-star GP. That's all for this week. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.
ciao.
Bye.